area in San Francisco. Offhand, the first thought that we had was within a 1 square mile, but it'd be better if they were even closer than that. And these centers should be run 24 hours a day and provide both support for the homeless, support for those that happen to be looking for jobs, support for those who don't have computers, so that when we get the municipal Wi-Fi, it's not necessarily going to work for them. There's certain people that don't know how to use computers. If we had a place where anyone could go and sit down and there's someone working there 24 hours a day that says, oh, you need to get an email account. Well, let me show you how to get a Gmail account, for example, or a Hotmail, or whatever free account that we need that resource available. If someone comes in and they say that they need health care and don't know where to go for a free clinic, we need to have someone there that can direct them in that particular service. These community service centers can be vital to that, and they can also, in addition to serving the needs of the people, serve the needs of all the tourists that really make up the bulk of our income, our revenue in the city. So that if you're stumbling around the Mission as a tourist, completely unfamiliar, there's this community center you go to. You can go, oh, we're looking for a Chinese restaurant. And they're like, oh, well, actually, you want to go this way. So these community centers really have a great potential to bring the community together. If people have some sort of group that they want to start, these centers could have various rooms to make that happen. And then we could have regular community congress meetings, both neighborhood and then at a city level, in order to ensure that the people's agenda is put forward. Does anyone have a time check? Beyond that, we need to change the way that the police interact with the community. The police patrol in vehicles like an occupying force, not too different than the way we patrol Iraq. We need to get the police out of cars and walking around so that you know your local police officer. You can be like, hey, Officer Joe, there's something going on a couple blocks down the way that I think you should look into. And he's not going to say, all right, put your hands out, make sure you have a weapon. And I've seen that happen. I've seen people approach police officers and they have an honest concern that they want to address, and they're patted down and accused of possibly being some sort of a threat. And so we really need to change that relationship. And beyond that, we need to establish programs for the homeless. These community centers are one way. We also need to, and that they could be employed to work in these centers after we train them to get there, as well as other services like community gardening, all sorts of projects, so that if the people that are homeless and have the ability to work, want to work, the city provides them with jobs, because that'll make them have self-determination of their life. And thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Woo, Josh.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Wait, Mark, who else wants to be on set? Shona. An optimistic candidate. All right, Maxine. Now is the time, my friend. Bob. Mike. All right, Michael. Okay, Mark.
Hey, Josh.
Yes.
Would you be willing to support a $300 million bond issue for affordable housing, from everything from low-income housing to homes being able to be purchased, so that we can get 5,000 homeless people off the street by 2012?
Absolutely, although I need to read the bond measure before I can.
Well, are you in favor of the San Francisco Housing Fund Act that Chris Daly wrote to increase property tax by 2.5% to fund housing up until 2023?
I am.
Okay, good.
All right, so the next question comes from Shona.
Can somebody hold this up? Oh, yes.
Well, you know I already support you, and I'm just really so happy to see a radical artist creating powerful discussion and loving discussion of where San Francisco can go, and would love to further educate you on any of the medical cannabis issues, which I know that you're already behind and have a very loving approach to. Just one subtle suggestion for your community centers: let's have some on-site vaporization rooms. And the question I'm going to pose to you that I also posed to the candidate beforehand was that I run a cannabis dispensary in the Tenderloin, and I have, on my heart lies the fact that the Tenderloin is a containment area, and we have an influx of young families and I would really like to see like even a grocery store in the Tenderloin, you know? So I was just wondering if you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah, we have a number of neighborhoods that really are neighborhoods, but they don't have the full services that neighborhoods need. The
Exactly.
Tenderloin being a great example. Union Square actually being an example where we have a fair number of people living and there's no grocery stores there either. And basically every neighborhood needs to, as best as possible, have all the resources it needs in order to be a self-contained neighborhood. And so we need to do things as a city to encourage that and make that possible.
Next.
Thanks for running, Josh. I appreciate the great effort that you're making there. Thank you for citing in your questionnaire the Erotic Service Providers Union's petition that we ran last summer. And it was very successful. We have loads of support in the city to stop the enforcement of prostitution. And you have a great, you probably have got the best platform on this issue that I've seen so far. And I just really want to commend you for it and put you up as the model about what this looks like here for us, because it's a big issue. And I'll just add that, can we get some bathrooms? Can we get some bathrooms in this city? You know, the whole issue of more bathrooms is a big issue.
Yeah, we definitely need more public bathrooms. We possibly also should look into, along with those community centers, creating full bathroom facilities within them. I don't know what the feasibility is in making that happen, but certainly as people are looking for work that happen to be on the street, they need a place that they can go take a shower, get cleaned up, and go to that interview, because otherwise they're going to be at a loss compared to the other people that are coming in that happen to have the luxury of a home to shower and shave at.
Bob?
Yes, will you state your position on gay marriage and ending Don't Ask, Don't Tell?
I'm 100% in support of gay marriage. I think that when Gavin Newsom came forward and offered up the gay marriage opportunities on that fateful Valentine's Day, it was a really wonderful time, but the problem is that today all of those marriages are invalid, and the city of San Francisco isn't offering any sort of marriage license. I think the county of San Francisco should look into the feasibility of offering a supplemental county marriage license that would be respected within the county of San Francisco as well as outside of the United States, quite certainly. I don't know whether it would be accepted within the United States, within the rest of California, but we need to set that example that the city of San Francisco will create a gay marriage license whether or not it's accepted elsewhere. And in terms of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, I think that I'm kind of opposed to the military from a philosophical level.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you go for it.
But anyone that wants to join the military should certainly be able to join regardless of their orientation, and they shouldn't be forced to be silent about who they are.
Good.
Thanks.
Number one now.
Maggie?
Oh, I just wanted to, first of all, Josh, thank you for all the courage you've shown this last period of time with your fight for free speech.
Free speech, yes.
How is that hanging with you? Are you done with that, and are they off your back now?
So you're asking the legal status?
legal status,
Yeah, you don't have to give me all the answers. Just in one sentence, how are you doing with that?
Things are good. The legal status is that they reserve the right to call me back in at any point that they want to. The reality is that they know that I'm not going to cooperate with them about gathering surveillance information or intelligence information around political protesters, so I don't think they're going to do anything, but they did keep that door open. I'm pretty sure they're not going to take it.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Thank you.
my other half of that was around the military. I'd like to see what is your position on having the Peace Corps type thing, variety of alternate to military for people to go into where there's absolute freedom of expression and absolute non-discrimination.
From a city perspective or a national?
Well, the San Francisco, everything starts in San Francisco.
Everything does start in San Francisco. We need to create opportunities for people to engage in service for their communities, for their country. And they need to not be limited to how they can express that. We need the funding to support that. As far as nationally, what the best program is, it's hard to say, and I'm getting it.
The last and final question is Mark before we go to the
Gee, I don't know. I don't have ideas. Well,
That's all right.
All right, so let's give